Greetings everyone, welcome back to Daventry. I'm starting off here in front of the castle because I realized that in the last video I neglected to do probably the most stupidly obvious thing that I could have done, which was try to open the castle doors. And so in retrospect I realized that if you try to do that from here, first of all the game says, and just how do you intend to do that from where you're standing? I think that should be a question mark at the end there, because that is a question, isn't it? It's not like it's an indirect question, it's an actual question. But anyway, let's go ahead and actually try to get into the castle, since we're the long-lost Prince Alexander come home. But it says the huge doors of the castle are bolted shut. Try as you might, you cannot open them. Can we knock? Knock on door. You rap loudly upon the massive wooden doors of the castle. Hollowly, emptily, the sound reverberates within. No one answers. Gosh, we came all this way. We've been missing for something like 18 years almost, and nobody cares that we're back. Oh well. Can we look at these lions? No. Wait. Oh, the game does understand statue, but then it says, where? Where is there a statue here? Okay. Let's go ahead and use the map to teleport back. I do like the way they rendered the castle and this stuff here. This is kind of cute, the way they bothered to draw this small little part of Daventry, even though it's only 5 screens and there's really not much teleporting to be done. But I want to make use of the map while we can, since we're almost at the end of the game. So let's go ahead and teleport to this screen here. And let's start going up those stairs, because at the top of these stairs we will find our destiny. It's time to end this once and for all. It is a good day to do what has to be done and help my sister defeat the enemies. And Gwydion had to go real fast like the speed of sound because he didn't have weapon. I remember when I was young playing this game, my uncle speculated that they had reused these stair screens to save development costs on artists having to redraw those screens, but I don't think they really skimped on this game. It's not like they actually spared some effort to make this a bigger and more well-rounded out game than the first 2 King's Quest games. I think they just did that for nostalgia, just so we'd recognize where we are and we'd feel like we're sort of returning to a place where we once were. It feels strangely hot up here. Oh dear, Gwydion's puberty is finally catching up with him. Okay, let's go ahead and save the game here, because we're about to find something very interesting. First of all, I'd like to point out that if you walk down from here, remember in the first King's Quest game when we were last here, if you walk 1 screen south from here, there's that tree where you can get the slingshot from the hole in the tree. But now if you try to go there, the game simply says, this mystical cloudland may never cease to amaze you, but it has ceased to support you. Enjoy the trip. So I don't know what happened. Did that terrain that used to be down here, did it just disappear, or did it become so clouded over that, I don't know, even if the clouds rolled in there, there should still be solid ground there. It's not like the ground just disappeared. Or maybe it did. I don't know. I'm not really sure how this land of the clouds is floating in the middle of the sky. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens if we go to the left. Oh dear. A huge fire-breathing dragon is here, and it has seen you. Hypnotized by its baleful glare, you stand frozen in your tracks. What a way to go, ending up as a dragon's barbecue. So, we see a pretty impressive scene here. Well, obviously there's the dragon, but there's also a woman who presumably is Rosella tied to a pole there. So this seems like it would be a pretty good case for a remake of Custer's Revenge, except that there's that dragon in the way. So let's go ahead and save our game and think. What can we do? I still have a use of the magic rose essence because I didn't use it up. I used the teleportation stone to get past the abominable snowman in the mountains. So if we dip the eagle feather in the essence, maybe the dragon will be as surprised by the eagle as the Yeti was. And the dragon will just run away because he's so surprised to see an eagle. No? Can I type kill dragon? Shh, you're flying! Yes, I can see that, but can't I attack the dragon? Isn't the eagle a bird of prey? Can't the eagle attack the dragon like the mighty winged bird that it is? Okay. I'm a little surprised that the dragon's not killing me. You would expect maybe the dragon fire to burn the eagle to a crisp as well, but apparently the dragon just ignores you if you're an eagle, so you can see the dragon and everything there, but you can't actually do anything. You also can't fly left from here. I think this is just... I think this is another screen with no point to it. Yeah, we can't go anywhere from here except back to the right where the dragon is, so there's nothing to do on this screen either. Can I even look around? No, I can't because I'm flying, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there's nothing to do here. And in a little while that this eagle spell is going to wear off. So let me go ahead and just load my game. Well, we do need to use magic here, and in fact there are a couple of magic spells that we haven't really made use of yet. So you remember, first of all, with the invisibility spell, I think I mentioned, I think the poem that you had to recite for making the invisibility spell actually says something about combining fire and mist. Well, this is certainly a place with fire and mist, isn't it? There's these clouds around, that's mist, right? And obviously there's fire with the dragon, not on this screen, but I guess close enough. Actually, as a matter of fact, if you try to look at the map here, yeah, as you unroll the delicate map, it crumbles in the intense heat. So it's hot enough here to basically destroy the map. So I guess that's fiery enough. So let's go ahead, and I loaded my game so that we don't lose the map, even though we don't really need it anymore. But let's go ahead and make use of the invisibility spell. Let's rub the ointment on yourself. On self. There we go. And this is how the game signifies that you're invisible, which I think is a little bit better than in the first King's Quest game, because in the first King's Quest game you could only see your footsteps. But here you can clearly see it's kind of like an outline, or well, it's basically an interlaced drawing of Gwydion, so that signifies that he can't be seen, but we can still see where we are. So let's come over here, and now the dragon can't see us, so let's take a look around. The dragon has laid waste to this area. The earth is scorched and all the trees and plants are charred. Can we just say kill dragon? And just how do you propose to do that? Can we talk to the dragon? Shh! The dragon will hear you! Okay. Let's take a look at this woman on the left. The girl is securely tied to the stake. Okay. Can we talk to her? She can't hear you. She's too busy screaming. Let's see now. Can I, maybe I can untie her. The dragon notices Princess Rosella being untied and blasts you both with a long, licking tongue of flame. Oh dear. Oh, you've broken the spell of invisibility, but I guess it doesn't matter. Oh dear. This time the woman got scorched as well, and she looks like a ghoul or something like that. Okay, well, so yeah, the first thing we need to do is use the invisibility spell, but there's one other spell that we haven't made use of yet, except with great misfortune on the pirate ship, as some of you may recall. There's one last spell to use, so let's go ahead and, let me not get ahead of myself. Let's rub the ointment on self again. And now that we're here, it's time to create a storm. Stir the storm brew with finger, and here we go. Brew of storms, churn it up. Bolts of lightning strike the huge dragon. He howls in pain and falls to the ground, dead. Well, your magic spell is wearing off. Perfect timing. Okay, let's take a look around. Oh, I still get the same message, but the dragon lies dead upon the ground. He is no match for the fury of your magical storm. Can we take a look at the woman now? Okay. I guess the next logical thing to do is to try to untie the woman now that the dragon is dead, if I can get around his huge corpse. Okay. Let's go ahead and save the game here, even though I don't think there's anything left that can kill us, except possibly our sister, but she's not going to, I don't think. let's go ahead and untie her. You rapidly untie Princess Rosella from the wooden pole. She looks bewildered as to who... shouldn't that be whom her benefactor might be? And whom might you be? Yeah, for some reason I think that might be whom, but I'm not sure. I'm your long-lost brother, Prince Alexander, you proudly exclaim. The girl looks doubtful. I'll explain it all later, you continue, realizing that now is not the time for this. Just follow me. Let's go meet the folks. With mixed emotions, the girl agrees to follow you. And she's following us. Let's go ahead and actually, since we're about to end the game, let's share an intimate moment with our sister here. Let's go ahead and take a look at her. Princess Rosella is gorgeous. Why, you'd be interested in her if she weren't your own sister. Hey, that's not ever stopped anyone before. Well, maybe it has, but it shouldn't, right? I mean, well, I don't know. I've never had a sister, so maybe I speak as somebody who doesn't really understand how these things work since I don't have a sister, but okay. Her hair is long, silky, and golden. Her eyes are as blue as the bluest as blue as the bluest sky. Her skin is creamy white, and her body... Well, embarrassed, you clear your throat and avert your eyes. I think that's already getting a little bit creepy. If you really think that you shouldn't get excited by your own sister, I think that's already starting to get a bit, getting a little bit. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and try to touch her because why not? Watch it. Okay, and can we kiss her? You plant a brotherly kiss upon Princess Rosella's soft cheek. Which cheek? Is that the cheek on her? Okay, let's not dwell on that. Let's go ahead and talk to her because there's actually a lot of dialogue that we can share with Rosella now that we're here. Let's go ahead and talk to her for a while. Bashfully, you introduce yourself to your long-lost sister. How can I be sure you're really my brother? Princess Rosella wonders. I know. My mother always said that Alexander had a cute birthmark on his bottom. Let me see if you have it. Embarrassed, you reveal your cute birthmark. Oh, Alexander, she cries. You really are back. Mom and Dad will be so happy. I think that for the game, trying to pretend that that we're not going to do anything because she's her sister, I think there is a little bit of suggestive influence going on here, considering I think this is sort of... Isn't this a little bit Victorian? Okay, let's go ahead and talk to her again. You ask Rosella about your parents. Mom and Dad were heartbroken when you disappeared as a baby, she explains. Dad searched everywhere for you. Obviously he never found you. Pausing, she looks at you questioningly. By the way, where have you been? You explain that you have been living with an evil wizard in the land of Ludor, and that you turned him into a cat by using magic. How awful for you, she exclaims. Well, I'm so glad you're back. And can we keep going? You ask Princess Rosella to tell you about Daventry. She replies, Hard times hit Daventry right after you were kidnapped. Dad and Mom tried, but it was like they had lost their will. Clenching her fist, Rosella continues, We were down on our guard, and the terrible dragon came. We all thought it was the end. I was scared, you know, your sister answers. But I did want to be brave. I was hoping my sacrifice might somehow help. She brightens a bit. Maybe it did. Because of me, you came. Now we're together again, and together we can put Daventry right. I didn't really come for you, sister, to be honest. I just came for the points, because I got points for untying you. So I hope that doesn't sound very cynical. No hard feelings, you know. I mean, I'm glad that you're free and all, but I'm just glad that I got the 4 points or whatever, however many points I got for untying you. You comment upon the spoiled scenery of Daventry. Princess Rosella looks disgusted as she replies, The dragon did all that. He burned our countryside, and we were all terrified to even come out of our houses. You don't remember, but it used to be very beautiful. You and Princess Rosella engage in idle pleasantries. You discover that your sister is not only beautiful, but very strong-willed and brave. You admire that in a woman. Okay, come on, Gwydion. That's just getting... I mean, it's nice to say that your sister is brave and all that. That's fine, but then to say, I admire that in a woman. I like a brave woman. Yeah, that really turned me on. That's just okay. And if you talk to her again, it just repeats that same message. So I think we're done. I think we're done talking to our sister. That was an exercise in awkwardness, I would say. And Rosella's usually fairly good at following us, but she does get stuck on a lot of the ambient scenery and things, just like our characters in these games sometimes do. So let me go and save here, because we do need to go down these stairs. Actually, I don't... Maybe if I could look at the map... Oh, this is no time for magic. Take Princess Rosella home. Okay, we can't look at the map now, so we can't teleport with the map. We have to have her follow us. It's a bit of a shame, because I know that if you do actually go to those 3 screens up there where the dragon was and the other Land of the Cloud screens, you can actually see them drawn on the map. And it looks a little bit weird on the map because they're situated right above where the castle is, so it looks like the bottom half of the castle is the castle, and then the top half is made of the Land of the Clouds. Unfortunately, I don't think I can show that now because, because we already have Rosella with us. Anyway, I wanted to save my game just in case she got in our way, because Rosella... So, 2 things can go wrong with this. Because Rosella is an actual, entity that you can't just walk through, she can get in our way and block us, and also she can get stuck on things, which I was hoping to avoid, and it looks like we did. It looks like she didn't actually get stuck on anything like a blonde.
Oh, yippee! You did it, Your Majesty!
The gnome squeals in delight.
I knew you could save us all! King Graham and Queen Valenice will be overjoyed to see you too!
He claps his gnarled hands.
I must run ahead to announce your arrival!
The gnome spryly scampers toward the castle. Speaking of being blonde, how can we be brother and sister when our hair colors are absolutely opposite? Gwydion has black hair, and Rosella has blonde hair. Actually, what color is the hair of the royal family, now that I think about it? Graham always had gray hair. Even in the very first King's Quest, Graham had gray hair, so it's hard to say what his hair color was supposed to be, because he's always had gray hair throughout the entire series, but Valenice... Gosh, I can't remember now, but I don't think she had blonde hair, so where does Rosella's blonde hair come from? Unless that's supposed to be Graham's hair color when he was young, but I don't know. Anyway. Alright, let's go back up to the castle. The castle doors are wide open to welcome home a long-missing son and a much-loved daughter. Atop the castle, the banners proudly wave. The heavy feeling of oppression is gone. Hope has at last returned to Daventry. Wait, why did they open the castle doors for the gnome? When that little gnome went up to say, hey, open the castle doors, they opened it for him, but not for me, the prince. Okay, you nervously enter the throne room with your sister, Princess Rosella. Before the twin thrones stand your parents, King Graham and Queen Valenice. Okay, Valenice appears to have brown hair. So she has brown hair. Where did the black hair and the blonde hair come from? That doesn't make any sense. I understand. I don't know what Graham's hair color is supposed to be, but that doesn't matter. You can't get blonde and black out of one person having brown hair and the other having whatever Graham's natural color is supposed to be. Graham and Valenice are overjoyed to see you.
Alexander, where have you been all these years?
Your mother exclaims. Adds your father. I'm both so proud of both of you. Aww. What a joyous family reunion. You are home at last. King Graham points to the magic mirror. Oh, to the mirror. That was once a magic mirror, son, he says sadly, but it has been clouded ever since the night you disappeared from your cradle.
Whoa.
Before your astonished eyes, the magic mirror clears and shines anew with brilliant clarity. Queen Valenice cries in delight,
The terrible dragon is dead, our children are home, and the future looks bright for us all.
King Graham lovingly retrieves his adventurer's hat with the red feather. With emotion, he tells you, Alexander, Rosella, this old hat and I have been through a lot together. Now it's time he had a new traveling companion. He flings it in your direction. Up and up it gently arcs. You raise your arms to catch it, and so does Princess Rosella. This would be a good time to cop a feel while she has her hands up, sir. Down it comes, nearer and nearer. The end. Congratulations on your successful completion of King's Quest III. We hope you've enjoyed playing as much as we enjoyed creating it for you. May the adventuring continue with King's Quest IV. I think that's it. I think this music just loops. Well, that was it. So we got the maximum score, 210 out of 210 points. Total play time was 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 5 seconds. I don't think there's any time limit to the game. As far as I know, there's no real time limit to the game. As I said, the time mostly is important at the beginning when Manannan is coming and going for his journeys. Other than that, the time in the game is not that important. I'll go ahead and quit the game here, just to stop the music so I can talk for a bit. Well, that was it. That was King's Quest III. Thank you for watching, everyone. I had a great amount of enjoyment playing this game and making these videos. This is, in my opinion, a great game. I still have a lot of great memories and associations attached with this game. And yeah, as the game said, the adventuring does continue in King's Quest IV. And of course, a lot of people have asked me, will I be doing the later King's Quest games? My answer is probably not. There are a couple of reasons for that. The first reason is because I don't have as much in the way of strong associations with the rest of the games. King's Quest IV, I didn't play it until later on. It's a good game. It's a very good game, but it's not something that I have a lot of strong attachments to. It's more just a game that I remember fondly, but it's not something that was a core part of my childhood as it was for many of you. King's Quest V. King's Quest V is also a great game in my opinion. I know some people don't like it because of Cedric, and I don't really understand that. I like Cedric. I mean, I know he's supposed to be annoying, but I actually still like him because I don't think that he tries to be annoying. He just kind of is that way, so it's not his fault that his voice actor voiced him in an extremely grating kind of way. I liked Cedric until I heard the CD version of King's Quest V. When I originally played the floppy version, I thought Cedric was okay. And King's Quest VI. King's Quest VI is, in my opinion, perhaps one of the best adventure games ever made, and I would love to make a let's play of it. So if you'd like to see me make a let's play of King's Quest VI, you can. I already did one several years ago with Her Crabbiness. If you go to Her Crabbiness's YouTube channel, I did a joint let's play of King's Quest VI with her several years ago, and she does most of the talking. It is kind of her let's play, so she voices Prince Alexander, the main character, and she does most of the talking, and I'm kind of along for the ride, but I don't really see much point in me doing another let's play of it since I already did one with her, because I already put in pretty much all my choice commentary that I had on the game back then. So that's pretty much it. I don't plan to make let's plays of the rest of the King's Quest games. I might make them as one-offs later on, but that's not something I really have a great urgent desire to do soon. There are, of course, other Sierra games. There's the Space Quest games. There are the Space Quest games. There are the Leaders of Larry games. There are the Police Quest games. And, of course, there are the Quest for Glory games, most of which I've already done. So there are some options for the future. I don't know what I'm going to do in the future, but I think that this forms a good place to kind of draw a line on the page and say that the story is over here for now. So once again, thank you very much for watching, everyone. It's been a great adventure. I do very much like this game. I hope you enjoyed us watch. I tried to say two different things at the same time, and it didn't work out very well. I was going to say something like, I hope that you enjoyed watching as well, and I hope that we will have further adventures together in the future. But for now, I will go ahead and say, this has been King's Quest III to Err is Human, and for now, our story and our time together is over. Goodbye for now, everyone.